Hello everyone, it's Miss Tremblay here. So today we are going to talk about our first element of art, which is the element of line. So when you're in math class, a line is always going to be straight and it's always going to have some sort of direction. But this is art class, so we do not have to work with just straight lines. We can work with all different types of line. So there are two main categories that lines fall into. The first category is geometric, and this is just a fancy way of saying that the lines are straight. So these are all geometric lines. And lines can be organic, which again is a fancy way of saying the lines are curved. So math, straight lines, art, we can have curved lines. All right, so how do we make different types of lines? The first way we can create different types of lines is by changing the direction of the line. So lines can be horizontal, and you can think of a horizontal line as a line that is laying down. So when you are laying down on your bed or on the couch, you're horizontal. You can have lines that are vertical. So when you're standing up, you are creating a vertical line with your body. And you can have lines that are diagonal. So lines that go from the corner of one paper to another corner would be diagonal. And so if you were leaning forward or leaning backwards, your body would create a diagonal line. We can also change the width of lines. So that's just how wide the lines are. So we can have very thin lines, or we can have very thick lines. I'm not going to fill this line in entirely, but imagine that the whole thing is black, and that would be a very thick line. We can change the length of a line, so we can have short lines or long lines. We can create uneven lines by creating zigzag lines. So zigzags are technically a lot of lines put together, but because we're putting them together, we're still creating one continuous line. We can have curved lines, so wavy lines, or organic, like we talked about up here. We can change the texture of lines, and this is a lot easier to do with a paintbrush than with a small pen. But if we have broken lines or lines that start out thick and slowly kind of disappear, that is going to be a textured line. And then one thing that everybody always forgets, we can change the color of a line. So if we draw with a different colored tool, we can have a different colored line. And that's it. That's the basics of how you create different types of line in art.